everybody. Wow. Okay. So this is a new one for me, and I couldn't wait actually to talk to you guys about it today. I think we've talked a lot about chronic illnesses and how a lot of times it can be somewhat of a domino effect of you start off with one autoimmune disease and then you wind up, with several more. And I have multiple sclerosis, as you guys know. I also have trigeminal neuralgia. And then the last time that I spoke with you, I shared with you that I now have osteomyelitis, which is an infection of the bone, specifically my jawbone. And so I don't think that I really took the time to process that I now have 3 diseases. I think that's still something that I'm dealing with, grappling with, and everything's been happening so quickly. I haven't had time to really sit in that space and think about what that means. And so I think that'll be another episode and conversation that I'll have with you guys. But for right now, I'm very much in kind of just action mode and problem solving and trying to get my health, on track. And so with that, I was faced with what was the first decision that I've really been faced to have to make. And that was choosing which illness to focus on and what illness should be the priority. MS is something that's that every day, those symptoms that we carry. My trigeminal neuralgia pain is also something that's daily, but there was a period where it was such chronic pain that the focus was on my trigeminal neuralgia and what could we do to make me feel better. And that's how I wound up having the microvascular decompression surgery. So brain surgery is daunting and as scary of an idea or thought, it really wasn't much of a decision to make because once it was laid out to me what was happening and what was going to be my best chance at having a better quality of life, brain surgery was just the answer. And so that's what we did, and we went in, the doctors went in, they focused on it, and came out and felt like I'd deal with my recovery and whatever else, at another time. But with this osteomyelitis being an infection, this was the first time that I really felt like I'm understanding what my MS is doing inside of my body. We talk a lot about how people that have MS have compromised immune systems. The drugs that we are on suppress our immune systems. And so, you hear these statements, you see it on the news, but it doesn't really register. And it really hit home for me when I got this infection. This came from a wisdom tooth removal where my gums got infected, and because of my compromised immune system, because of my immunosuppressed system, I could not fight this infection. So the antibiotics, nothing's working, and the disease is just spreading. And so that really put into perspective for me what MS actually really is and what's happening inside of my body. And that level of fear is something that is very new to me. It's not something I think I registered that this is what was going on, that I was this vulnerable. I knew I was vulnerable. I knew I was in this vulnerable kind of category, but it really hit home with discovering this new diagnosis. And so it left me with what, to do. Do I continue my disease modifying therapy Ocrevus, which is going to further suppress my immune system, leaving me to where my infection in my jaw can continue to grow, where I wind up needing a jaw replacement? Or do I not do my DMT and run the risk of more lesions and my MS becoming unstable? And I just want you guys to know that I see even more clearly now, and I understand even more, as I'm on this journey, literally bringing you just day by day with me as I'm uncovering these new things, just all the pressure that we're all having to hold. When it comes to our care and our health, what do you do when all of your options are lacking, when all of your options have what could be a very severe consequence? What do you do with that? How do you cope with that? How do you make that decision? How do you choose between your health and your health? I don't really know how all of you have been doing this for as long as you have. I'm exhausted, and it's all just still happening to me. It's still so new, and it's still so fresh, and I just feel like I'm all out. And so I just wanted to come on here and just talk to you about it and let you know that I'm aware of it. I want to make more people aware of it, that the number of things that we're fighting, the number of things that we're battling, the number of things that we have to weigh before we make a decision with, our medical care. There's no pro-con list that could ever be created to kind of help with making these decisions, because at the end of the day, something is going to fall short. I decided to take osteomyelitis and this infection as what is the most pressing and what needs to be dealt with right now. So I've decided to pause my DMT and just kind of hope for the best. It'll be 8 weeks before I find out if the surgery that I had on my jaw was successful and if this infection has finally stopped spreading. This has been the second surgery on my jaw in the past 5 weeks, and I'm just going to go into the holidays with hope and with faith that in the new year, my MS will still be stable, this infection will be gone, and I can move on with trying to chase this baseline that I know we all are. So again, this time of year is just hard, in general, especially with everything that's going on with the pandemic and us not being able to be with our families and our loved ones. And to add these type of health decisions and choices is just such a burden and such a heavy load to carry. And I know that you're strong, and I know that I'm strong, and we'll be able to carry whatever it is that has come our way. But I did want to just let you know that I'm going through it as well. And it's been some tough choices this year, but I'm going with my gut and I'm hoping for the best. So please follow your gut as well, and know that it really is all going to work out. I promise. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.